Actually, the incident happened in 2013. I think February 16th, 2013, that was the day it happened. I operate an electronic firm in Port Harcourt. I have one of the biggest electronic shops in Port Harcourt. So I travel to China a lot. At least I travel to China at least 6-7 times a year. So at the end of the day, on that fateful day, I was supposed to be traveling to China. So I just feel like, let me come to Lagos and have a week rest before the day of my traveling, which was supposed to be on the 19th of that same February. And then when I got to Lagos, I lodged at Ibis Hotel, that is at Airport Road, between Mafuluku Airport Road, that is where the hotel is. That was where I lodged. And then I stayed Monday, Tuesday, and then on Wednesday, I just feel like it was boring. So let me just go out and see how Lagos looks like, you know. So as I was going out, I was standing by the bus stop looking for a taxi, and all of a sudden, I just saw a Jeep that was coming to my side, precisely a Mercedes-Benz Jeep, a G-Wagon. And I was wondering, in Lagos, nobody knows me, so who is this person that is driving G-Wagon closing to me and is calling me directly? So I ignored, but he reversed and came back again. So came and stopped where I was. I was trying to know, who is this person? I came from Port Harcourt, so who is it that can know me in Lagos? So when I peeped into the vehicle, I saw an old friend of mine. His name is Paul, though I call him Polo by name. We used to be old friends in the university. That's when we were schooling in Ghana. So when he saw me, he was so surprised. And, oh, Dan, what are you doing? I myself was asking Polo, what are you doing there? He said he just came back from Germany and they're just going out now to catch fun in the city. So I said, that's what I was even about to go and do. So let's go. So at least you know Lagos more. So you show me how Lagos look like. So happily we went out together and went to the island region, drank wine, eat, and just do everything. Then on our way coming back, that was where the mystery happened. On our way coming back, though I don't really know the name of places in Lagos well, but the places sounds like Oworo. When you're coming from the third mainland, as you are dropping by the third mainland, I think something Oworo, because I still remember vividly like that. So as we were coming back, all of a sudden we saw two Helios buses, two Helios van, chasing the Jeep, chasing the Mercedes-Benz G-Wagon down with a high speed. So I was looking for the side mirror and I told him, I said, Polo, look at these monsters, so look at the way they are driving. So when he looked at the mirror, he looked at both sides of the mirror, I saw changes in his face. And I was asking Polo, what is the problem? Why are you worried about these policemen? They are supposed to be your friend. He said, well, they are our friend. So as we were driving, all of a sudden the first one overtook us, and with high speed caused doubled us. So we had to stop with force, up to the extent that we screeched to even touch their vehicle. Then the second one stopped at the back too. Then I was asking Polo, did you commit any kind of crime, or do you know anything about this man? He said, Daniel, just watch yourself, be very, very fast, get out of this car. As he was jumping out of the vehicle, he brought a gun out. I was shocked. What kind of embarrassment is this? These are armed policemen to the core. As he came down from the vehicle, he was about to shoot directly at the police when they shelled from the outside to the inside of the vehicle. And that was how they killed my friend on the spot. May so rest in peace. They killed him on the spot before my own eyes and open to the whole public. They killed him at that Oworo openly before the eyes of everybody. And I was so startled because I was still sitting inside the vehicle. So I was just confused and I sat down quietly watching what was happening. So the policemen now rounded up the vehicle and told me, come down. Before I would come down, they even gave me the injury you see here. That is the batting of the gun. They turned upside down. They hit two of the injuries before I knew what was happening. Before I knew what was happening, there was a machete cut again at my back again, a dagger slide at my back again. So I started shouting, I'm not an armor, but I don't know about anything. They said, shut up, shut up. So they handcuffed my leg, handcuffed my hand. That was how they pushed me into their wagon. But before they left, they carried out a search on the vehicle right there on the spot there. What they saw really, really amazed me. That was when I knew I was in for a case. When they opened the bonnet of the G-Wagon, because the boot of a G-Wagon, the first case will come out before you see the real safe under. So if you don't really know, you might think the first one you see, and that is not the safe. It will still open for a second safe to come out. So when they opened, the policemen were so explained, they were waiting for a second safe to come out. And when the second safe opened, what they saw really, really amazed me. What they saw now, I'm going to tell you. They saw 5 new pistols, all of them loaded, 6 round, 8 round, 12 round, all of them loaded. Then they saw 3 hot Mark 4, 3 hot ones folded, but all of them were loaded to the ground. Then they saw 3.2 million naira in the boot of the car. There is evidence against anybody now. So that was how they took me straight to Ikeja. I think that was somewhere around police headquarters. That is where the state anti-robbery has their officers, yes. Thank you, sirs. So they took us there and They took me upstairs to meet one of their ACP, which was the commander of SARS. So I met with him and he told me, say, young man, would you want to tell me where your gang members are, because you're just 2 in the vehicle? We know that your gang members used to be 7 in your robbery operations and 1 is dead, so at least if you don't want trouble, you lead us peacefully to... I think if you see I'm walking, they damaged my right leg. What I'm telling you here is the iron, steel. They used steel to damage this leg. I was not born like this, they damaged this leg. But because when they took me to the prison yard, there was no proper adequate care for the leg. That was why you see, but I will take care of that now that I'm out. So they damaged this leg for me. You know what they call beating? They hanged you on one leg and they are not using whips, they are not using stick, they are using steel iron to break the bones. They damaged, if I open this leg, they damaged this leg to the core. So I told them, I said I did not know anything. So at that time, thank God, I saw somebody from my state, because I am from Bayelsa State, by side in Port Harcourt. I had to tell the police officer, help me to call my people at Port Harcourt, this is what happened, because they are not even aware, and I've been in South Cell for about 16 days. Their mind is that I traveled by the flight because the flight is already gone. So I was in South Cell. I had to tell them that, okay, this is the problem. I have my funds, I have my passport, my visa in the hotel room there. So they had to chain me again. They chained me again with more of policemen. They took me to Ibis Hotel. That was where I saw disgrace. You can't get to see how crowd came out of the hotel watching you. So an armed robber was lodging here in this hotel with us. So they went there, they actually took the passport, my clothing, every other thing I had in the hotel, they took them out. Then I signed out, then they took me back to SARS. So when the commander of SARS saw my international passport, he saw that on regular basis, on yearly basis, I travel to Japan a lot and I travel to China a lot. That's my 2 base of my level. If I'm going for Sony, I have to go to Japan. But if I'm going to all this Samsung and the rest of it, because the Samsung outlet is in China, it's a Korean product, but it's in China, they have the outlet, so you have to go to China to get your product. So the man saw that for the past 5 years, I have changed passports twice because of stamping of going out and coming. So the man was wondering, asked me a question, I said, what kind of an armed robber are you? An armed robber that is into business that you have to be traveling 2 countries on almost every 2 months, you travel, you come back, you travel, you come back, that the embassy does not. So what kind of an armed robber are you? So I told him, I said, sir, I'm not an armed robber. For every one time you tell them you are not an armed robber, you're receiving good slaps. So at the end of the day, that was how